Guys, I'm literally in one of the most beautiful places I've been in my life. It's a paradise on earth. I'm not gonna say really much more. I just need to enjoy and be in this moment. I'm on the edge of crying. It's just too much. It's so beautiful. I'm standing in the sea. I look at the mountains and there is a river behind me. It's just too much. It's so beautiful. And the more I get into nature, I really feel like I'm done with the cities. Like, not sure if it's 100%, but I just don't really want to go anymore to big cities here, and I think through the rest of my trip I'm gonna be avoiding going to big cities unless I really need to, probably to catch a plane or change for a bus or something to get to other places. But I'm just so happy being in the nature, and like especially on this island. It's just, I don't need anything else. And of course I'm not being here for too long, so that's why I'm saying I don't know if it's 100%, but the longer I'm staying, the surer I'm getting also of that. So I'm very happy about this process, and it's happening naturally. So I didn't really need to like force it. It just happens naturally. So I'm just embracing, and I'm happy. I had a very good conversation the other day, one of very few that I could really speak with somebody who speaks really good English. And I've been told that the Brazilians who speak good English usually are the ones who lived abroad for some time. So after the festival, I went for a dinner in a restaurant, the one nice restaurant where they have quite a lot of vegan and vegetarian options. So I went there. It's a very beautiful place right on the beach in the town in Vila do Abrao. And there was this guy sitting there that I danced with, and I knew he was also from Zug. And we sat separately, but at some point he came to my table and asked if he can sit with me. And yeah, he just wanted to talk. And he asked me what I am up to, and I told him I'm on this big travel. I'm traveling around South America. Brazil is my first country, so I just started. I'm only like more or less a month on a trip. But I've been nomadic for 6 months now already, and I'm totally loving it. And he asked if I was unhappy with my career before in Berlin. And I said no, it was all okay. I loved Berlin as well, but I just felt like I need to go. I don't know exactly why, but I just trust my intuition, so I will just figure it out on the way. And yeah, and I explained the whole idea that I'm just doing this kind of research. I'm exploring, discovering, experiencing, and just finding some possibilities, maybe a new place to settle when I feel like. We'll see, I don't know. I really have no plans. I just follow the intuition. And then he asked, okay, so do you find pleasure in life? And I was like, of course, I live my dream life. This is my ultimate life right now already. Of course I need to, I want to improve it, and I still need to fix some things. And of course it's a journey, it's an inner journey primarily. So it's a constant work, and it's not always fun. It's also a lot of hard moments, and I'm struggling. And it can be tough. But on top of it, there is always joy and always this pleasure that I feel, and I just have a big drive for that. And he was kind of surprised, like saying, oh wow, that's very brave of you to say. And I was just like, yeah, but I feel it, so why should I not say it? And And he was the opposite. He said that he just sold his company that he worked for 30 years, and that was basically the plan. So he retired and he didn't regret selling it, but he says that it's half a year now and he just can't find pleasure in life. And yeah, that's a huge contrary. But I think a lot of people these days, even though they live their dream, they live their plan, they just cannot find pleasure anymore in it. And I'm actually wondering, why is that? For me, it's just, yeah, I live my dream. I feel enormous pleasure coming out of it. I'm very joyful, and I'm constantly on the wave, as my friend says. The hard moment is when you fell off the wave. And this is where the work starts, that you need to just catch another one while still being in the flow. And I feel like this is something I'm managing. I feel successful in this. Okay, I felt like I need to cover from the sun a little, and I came to the other side, to the river. But yeah, I know why people don't feel the pleasure and joy, and this was also the conclusion of the conversation, because we are always in our heads, and as long as you are in your head, you're not gonna feel happy, you're not gonna feel joy, you're gonna suffer. So pretty much it's about one thing: go out of your head. And this is also what these times are about. Like, we cannot stay in our heads anymore. It's the heart era. And just be in the moment, be present in the moment, and go out of your head. It's simple as that. Maybe not so easy to do, but once you feel it, you don't really want to come back. This is at least how I feel. So yeah, let's just leave it here. Just go out of your head and go and experience, be in your heart, follow your intuition, and you'll be happy. You will just end your suffering, because what's happiness? And happiness is actually an illusion, and it's more about joy. It's about feeling the moment, because actually happiness, it's an illusion, as I said. So it cannot really last forever. And if you are in the moment, you also get to experience unpleasant moments, because as I'm saying, like, it always comes in the package. You don't get to choose just pleasant part. So once you accept this and embrace it, everything just becomes so much easier, and everything just becomes an experience. You don't have to evaluate it. I think this is one of the most important lessons that I also learned, that I don't need to evaluate my experience. The evaluation, of course, comes on its own, more or less, like, because if you feel nice or good about the moment or unpleasant. But ultimately, it's just an experience. Everything is just an experience. And for some reason, you get to experience it, and you better learn a lesson from it, because if you don't, then the lesson will just keep on repeating on its own, because until you learn the lesson. One of the most interesting interpretation of this is also that you can see every experience, every person you meet as your teacher. And the harder the lesson is, the toughest the teacher is, the quicker you're gonna learn. And there was also another question that I was asking myself: is it possible to learn without suffering? And for now, I think it's not really possible. So you always need to suffer a little, at least, in order to learn something. It's like going to the gym, right? Like, if you never went to the gym, of course you will suffer a lot within first few weeks, few months maybe, I don't know. But once you overcome this point, this moment of suffering, you get to the pleasure moment, and it's in everything. So yeah, I think I'm really gonna leave it here for today. It's just, this place makes me really connected and feeling it. So I just go and get to enjoy it. See you next video. Ciao.